Hi, Nicole Marie Finch here. Thank you so much for tuning in to my health and mindset blog. Happy to have you here today. And today I want to talk about this elephant in the room, sort of. At least with all this talk about mindset and now self-talk, affirmations, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, all these things that I talk about on this blog. And there's just one little small detail of something that's really a big thorn in our side, keeping us back from doing a lot of the things that we want to do, that we want to try. And that is our cell phones. Oh, I hate to say it, but our cell phones, we all probably know our cell phones are bad because we're attached at the hip, they're always nearby, they're such a distraction. There's so many things that they do that actually hold us back in life. And yet, gosh, have you ever been somewhere you forgot your cell phone? At first you freak out. You're like, oh my God. But then you may have a moment of like, oh, I'm free. I'm free from the chains are released. Like it's at the end of the movie Aladdin where the genie's he's free. And it's like, oh my gosh, we really are. We are the slaves to our cell phones. It's crazy. And the thing is that they are designed to keep us looking, especially social media. You're constantly in comparison mode. And the way the phone is designed, it draws you in. It's a constant distraction. And putting ourselves in this constant comparison mode that through social media, it creates our brain is very uncomfortable, very discontent. It's always trying to orient itself, and it kind of creates this sense of you're not doing okay because everyone else seems to have these beautiful lives, and you're like, oh, what am I doing over here? It's very dangerous because our mind is always looking for ways to keep us safe. And if what things are doing is not good enough, it's going to be feeling bad about itself. So there's all sorts of reasons that the phones are bad. And it's so important to try to detach ourselves. And I mean, some people might say go cold turkey, but it's not always possible for all of us. So I want to talk about some things that the phones are doing and how we can try to counteract this and not become slaves to our cell phones anymore. So what a cell phone, first of all, is doing a lot of the times, it's taking us away from the present moment. You're standing in line for coffee, you're waiting for your computer to turn on in the morning, you're in the restroom, for heaven's sake, and we got this phone that is helping to distract us from the present moment. This is very, very dangerous because when we stop learning how to be in the present moment, it's a spiral. It is a spiral. So I talked about this before about aware brain versus an unaware brain. And an aware brain is one that's in tune to what's going on around it. It's interested, it's hopeful, it's aware of opportunities that may come its way and be able to bring things that of interest and things that help move you forward in life. Being aware is being, present, noticing what you notice. An unaware brain physically looks different, first of all. It is not hopeful, it is not interested, it is not looking for opportunities, it is just simply atrophying and dying. Physically looks different. And these cell phones are starting to teach our brains how not to be aware because we're just right here. We're totally unaware. We're getting into car accidents, we're tripping over the cat, whatever it might be. And we have these cell phones that are just like owning us. And our brains operate on the use it or lose it rule. So if we're not using our brain to be present, to notice what's going on and be aware, bit by bit, that's capability is going to go away. And that's why we just immediately reach for our phone as soon as we have, a moment of, oh gosh, I don't know how to handle this, just hanging out, just be present. I need to have my distraction. We just don't even know how to just be. And that's really important to our well-being, is to just be. And important to helping us to move forward in our goals, have a sense of peace and centeredness and happiness in our lives, because the present moment is always now. It's always present. So you're never going to feel happy if you don't know how to just be present and enjoy just being present. So we can't let life pass us by. We can't let this happen. When life feels meaningless and mundane, it's because we're not used to being in the present. It's not exciting as to all the cool things happening on social media. So the first step is when you have a moment where you might normally reach your phone for no reason, you're just mindlessly scrolling. There's no reason. You're not checking an email. You're not, responding to a friend who has questions and is in need. You're just mindlessly scrolling because the coffee line is long, or your computer's turning on, or maybe you're even on a conference call and it's boring and you can't focus, and so you're on your phone. Because here's the other thing: the way that the phone interacts with our brain, it changes the structure of our brain, and it actually makes it harder to pay attention. So it shortens our attention span. So when you're on that conference call or trying to listen to that friend who's opening up to you, you might find your mind wandering because it doesn't know how to be present. It doesn't have the attention span to just be present. This is crazy. So you're on your phone, you're supposed to be listening, maybe even taking notes, but you can't. You just automatically reach for the phone and want to scroll through it. We gotta cut that out. And so that's where just taking moments that are, simple, where you're standing in line for coffee, you don't have to be on your phone. Just start noticing what you notice. Just look around. What color shirt is that person wearing? What color shirt is that person wearing? What decorations do they have around the room? Just check it out. That's one way I start to remember how to be present, and will be so helpful to feeling centered, feeling good about life, and starting to find yourself having new ideas about how you can reach your goals. Because those ideas maybe never have come to you because you didn't have a moment where you were just present and just being. You were always distracted. And then when you finally take a moment to calm down, you might get these ideas that you're like, oh, that's a great idea. How come I didn't thought that before? Because you were so distracted. So when you have those moments of peace, let them be peaceful. Okay? Because that will help you to be more present and stop these phones from being such a distraction. They actually have seen that even when your phone is in your sight, so if you're working, it's just like next to you or something, you can kind of see it out of the corner of your eye, it's a distraction already just there. Just then and there by seeing it. So remove it, especially when you want to focus. Not enough just to put on Do Not Disturb. Tuck it away, hide it away so you cannot see it. It won't distract you. Because the thing is, first of all, it's a distraction because you're always like thinking, is someone going to message me? Like, should I be aware? Or just having it there and you're like, oh, this is boring. Should I look at what's happening? Because you're in comparison mode and you want to check in. How are you stacking up? You got to look. The other thing is too, especially if you're trying to focus and it lights up, something's going on, but you've got to focus here. You got to get this done. It's really hard to not just look, see what's going on, see what's happening. Actually, the study, they had people who were restrained in some way and they had their phones out and they watched what would happen if their phone lit up and they could not respond right away, and their stress levels went through the roof because they couldn't respond right away or see what was going on their phone. This is crazy. We are slaves to our phones, and I know this is probably not news, so just trying to hopefully hone it in so we can know how important it is. It's not harmless. In fact, it's very harmful. We need to take the power back. The devices are amazing. They can do so many great things. They can help us connect to the world around us. They can share our messages. We can touch people that we haven't talked to in forever. It's amazing what they can do. We can look up, facts at the touch of the thumb, fingers going in there. Now you look at your face, it just opens it. This is amazing. But they're stealing our joy and happiness, because if we can't be present, we're never going to feel truly happy. We'll have moments of reward, maybe moments of joy, but won't have that inner contentness. It makes life feel more transactional, more distracting, more about reward, and not so much about that overall happiness, making life about the journey, all the small moments that add up. That's what we really want to focus on. We want to be living our lives, loving our own lives, not worrying about what Susie's doing over there, but worrying about us and find that moment, what we feel is content, not based on any other comparisons. So take these steps. I hope that you will try it. It's going to be easier said than done. Maybe it's baby steps, but like I said, maybe start with just when you're waiting, maybe you're commuting on the train or something, and normally you might be on your phone. Just look around. Just look around and notice what you notice. Just, see the different people. Practice being present. Tuck your phone away when you're trying to be focused at work or something. Tuck it out of sight, out of mind. try to do this and slowly start to detach yourself from the phone. And some people are doing a day where they don't even have their phone at all. They're just doing like a cleanse, like once a month. I think I saw some people were posting on social media, but ironically enough, before they did it, saying, I'm not gonna have my phone this day, which is also a good way that people, people really need to get a hold of you, they'll find a way to get a hold of you, but just, you're done. Do a cleanse. And it can be, at first, crazy and scary, but ultimately get those chains off like the genie in Aladdin and free ourselves from these amazing tools that are taking over our lives. So I hope that helps with you today. I'd love to know how that works for you. I'd love to know your experiences with that. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help. This is especially important with kids, I will add, because their minds are very impressionable. So let's try to get them off the devices, as I'm sure we all probably know by now. Get them outside. It's a little snowy where I am at the moment, but hey, it's fine. It'll be spring soon. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I know life is chaos. Let's have fun with it.